Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today as you can tell from the title of the video, I'm going to be doing a book haul. And typically I don't do book hauls for my channel. If you're new to my channel, I am Vicky and I have 6 kids, and I kind of wanted to, you know, branch out and do other things on my channel besides just grocery hauls, food stamp hauls, because you're not familiar with what's been going on with my family. My oldest daughter, she's 15, she ran away and she was admitted into a psychiatric hospital, and then not even 2 weeks later after she was discharged, she tried to take her life. When she ran away, I kind of was like, I felt like it was more of like her saying, you're not doing your job as a parent. The reason why I'm sharing all this is because I wanted to, you know, help other people out there that might be going through something similar. I know a lot of people have their opinions about what I'm sharing and how much I'm sharing. This is my life, it's my business. If I wanted to share it, I can share it, and whatever's going on in my kids' life, it's gonna affect my life. As far as like my kids being bullied or what's going on my channel, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about what's going on my channel. And the people that are in my life, that live in my city, they watch my channel because they feel like that my channel helps them. And so I feel like it's important that I share what I need to share, and I'm feeling compelled to share it. You know, it's just something that my intuition is telling me to do, and I'm going to share it. Regardless of how people feel about it, I can no longer sit here and dwell on what other people think or dwell on how other people will react to what I'm doing. Like, I can't control what other people do. I can only control what I do, and at the end of the day, I feel like it's important for me to share my story. I wanted to get back into reading and, you know, learning more things that could benefit not just her but all my kids as well as myself. I struggle with bipolar disorder myself, and it runs in my family, so it's not like it's something brand new or anything like that. But I wanted to, you know, learn more and, you know, do better, not just for her but for myself as well. So I ordered a whole bunch of books. Some of these books I'd already purchased before years ago, and I lost sight of my purpose of what I was trying to accomplish when it comes to raising my kids. And it really boils down to me living out of fear. I became homeless. We were struggling and everything like that, and you know, I was doing all the things that I was doing at a survivor mode. I wasn't doing it, you know, in a positive way. It was more so out of fear, and it was more so of a negative emotion or a negative energy rather than something that could be positive. Yes, you know, something positive came out of it because I did receive my college degree, and you know, it kind of put me in a position to where financially we are more stable. However, it's always an opportunity for improvement. So I wanted to share with you the different types of books that I got, why I bought it, and how it can benefit me in the long run. And a lot of you guys commented and everything like that. I asked you guys if you guys would be open or interested in doing like a book club type of a thing where I go live. We all discuss everything that needs to be discussed on our about the book, or you know, any discussions that involved around mental illness, healing, childhood trauma, shadow work, that type of stuff. So without me making this intro super long, make sure you guys are subscribed and make sure you hit that like button, because I want this, you know, to be shared everywhere. I want people to find this because I know I'm not the only one that's struggling with what I'm struggling with. You know, rebellious teens that are dealing with mental illness, parenting with mental illness. So, you know, I want this to be shared with everybody because it could probably benefit me, and you guys could probably teach me some things that I don't know, or, you know, you could put me in a different headspace and give me a different perspective than what I'm reading or what I'm experiencing in life. One of the first books that I purchased was The Anatomy of Spirit. It is the 7 stages of power and healing. I've previously read this book before years ago, and I bought it because I wanted to kind of like heal myself, because I know if you're not familiar with like chakras and everything like that, I know my sacral chakra, I can't even talk. My sacral chakra is blocked, as well as my throat chakra. And the reason why I say I know that is because as a child I struggled with being able to voice my opinions or express myself, and my sacral chakra is blocked because there was no stability, there was trauma and everything. So I bought this book to kind of like clear that up and learn more about how our childhood traumas or any negative energy affects our physical body, meaning that like just because we know there's something really wrong with our bodies and we know why we're ill, we know that we're ill, but we don't understand what stems from that. And that's why I purchased this book. Caroline Myss has her doctorate degree. She has a PhD, and she also uses a lot of spiritual and religious teachings to help people understand what's correlating between, you know, our illnesses, as well as if that's your belief, but she correlates our illnesses with spirituality and how it affects us on a daily basis. So that's one of the reasons why I bought this book. I started reading it again, and and it kind of like woke me up and made me realize that like a lot of the energies that we have, whether if it's positive or negative, is embedded into our bodies, and it affects us in a way that we may not see it on the outside. We always want to answer behind why we're struggling or why we're having an illness of any kind, and this book kind of helps me understand that this is the reason why that we're struggling with illness. A lot of times people like say if you're having chest pains and there's no like test or anything that's showing up that something's wrong, it's most likely spiritual or something that we're struggling with that we refuse to acknowledge or work through. And I like one of the passages that she said in here about how a lot of things that we're learning, especially when it comes to religious teaching, is that life isn't painless. We're supposed to experience pain at some point because it's supposed to teach us a lesson, or it's supposed to help us grow as a person. And if you guys hear the baby, it's because she's over there watching TV. Another book that I got that I think will help me as well is How to Change Lifelong Self-Defeating Thinking Habits. And it's called Excuses Be Gone. And the reason why I bought this is because I have a lot of excuses, point blank. I'm like, there's nothing to beat around the bush about it. I use a lot of excuses, especially when it comes to me getting in the way of achieving the goals that I want to accomplish. And this book will kind of help me. This book will help me, reprogram my brain to stop self-sabotaging and self-degrading and having thoughts that basically is what's hindering me to grow. I think I tried to start it a couple years back, but I never finished it. I think I got through like maybe a couple pages, and I figured I'd repurchase it and actually dive into it and try and get myself out of that mindset. Because if you're not familiar with imposter syndrome, that's something that I struggle with on a daily basis. Sometimes we always think that we're not enough, or we're not worthy, or we don't deserve it, even though we have the knowledge, the skills, and the education to achieve the things that we want to achieve, especially in our career. Another book that I got that I had years ago, but I wanted to revisit again. And this book is called Grace, Guidance, and Gifts, Sacred Blessings to Light Your Way. And it's by Sonia Kochek. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm saying it wrong. This book has a CD in it, and I didn't realize that that's what I was buying. I bought this book because it helps with, removing your ego instead of living through your ego. I know there's a lot of things that I can work on within myself and hold myself accountable, and it all boils down to my ego. One of the reasons why I like this book, because it actually has like prayers and different lessons and mantras and stuff like that in here. Let me go through. Like, okay, this is an example. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it has like prayers and morning meditation and stuff like that, and morning affirmations and all that. So that's kind of the reason why I bought this. The next book that I bought, I've never read before, but again, it's also by Caroline Myss, and I really enjoy her books. And this is one of her latest books that she has. It's called Defy Gravity, Healing Beyond the Bounds of Reasons. And this book, it's more so about trauma, especially if you're the type of person that's dealt with trauma, or you felt disappointed in any way by somebody, and you have like really deep pain and issues that you're struggling with, and this kind of helps you, from what I read or understand, is that this book is supposed to help you get over those things and help you survive any ailments that you may have struggled with. It's kind of like this, but this is more for like chakras and everything, and this one is more so for like the physical ailments that you may have struggled with that is caused by any trauma that you experienced in the past. Another book that I think I read before in the past, but I don't remember too much about it, so I had to rebuy it again so that I can relearn or reprogram my brain, because you know it takes a long time for me, for many people, because you know we've been conditioned a certain specific way, and you know it's been a couple years since I've been on this journey, especially my personal growth journey, and it's basically like me starting all over again. Like I have to start from scratch all over again. And this book is called The Wise Child, A Spiritual Guide to Nurturing Your Child's Intuition. And I read this book years ago. I want to say when Andrea was a baby, not so much a baby, but like they were just starting school, and that's when she had her first diagnosis with ADHD. And then that's when I realized that, you know, she's a little on a different side. She's not like, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like, she's not, you know, weird or, you know, something's wrong with her, but like she's different, you know. And this book kind of helped me, you know, be more patient with her, especially when it came to her learning and, you know, her, you know, different skills that she had to learn, like when it came to talking and tying her shoe and getting dressed and stuff like that. It took her a little bit longer, and I read a lot of books about, you know, indigo child and kids that were gifted and stuff like that. So I figured I'd get back into doing that, reading books that can help my kids, because they're in a different stage of life, and it's something that I had to accept. You know, they're not babies anymore, they're becoming young adults, and so it's time for me to, you know, let go of that control that I was trying to hold on to, and now it's time for me to let them fly and, you know, leave the coop and experience life for themselves. I found that really helped me, and I think rereading it again will help me put me back in that mindset that my child is their own person. They're not going to have the same beliefs and the same opinions as I do. So it's important for me to detach myself, not in a sense like detach myself like, oh, forget my kids. No, like detach myself from having such high expectations from them. This is her books are really good as well. So if you guys are interested, I definitely would check out her books as well. She has a YouTube channel. I'll try and link it down or have it linked somewhere so that you guys can go check it out, because I think she does lives. Another book that I got that I read years ago, but I only got halfway through it because it was just a lot going on at the time and I was not ready. When it comes to healing ourselves, we have to face the dark side. We have to face the shadow parts of ourselves, and sometimes we don't want to do that. And when it comes to this book, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't ready. I did some of it, and I think most of the parts that I remember, I was more focused on the humility part of it, and that's kind of how I became who I am today. This book will help you deal with the shadow of yourself, the ego part of yourself that you really don't want to face. I wasn't ready for this book. This book is deep, and it really has you like asking yourself questions about things, and you have to write, and you have to journal, and you have to be honest with yourself. And that's what this book is for. It's called Entering the Castle, Finding the Inner Path to God and Your Soul's Purpose. And boy, when I tell you, is legit. The intuitive spark, bringing intuition home to your child, your family, and you. This book is more so like everything that we're trying to figure out, like, you know, trying to get closer to God and, you know, or divine, or whatever you want to call it. Anything when it comes to, you know, we're always telling, you know, other moms out there to follow your gut. Well, this book teaches you different like exercises and things on how to teach your kids, and that's something that I need to do as well, and it's something that I forgot, you know, how to do, because I was so caught up in survivor mode and living in fear that, you know, everything that I was teaching myself or everything that I learned and read, it kind of went out the window because I was more focused on other things. It's by the Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's the Teachings of Abraham. If you're familiar with the law of attraction, then you guys already pretty much know about this. book or these people because their books are amazing. I listen to their podcasts and their audio all the time on Instagram. On YouTube. I've never read this book, and I figured it was time because, you know, our emotions plays a huge role, and especially when it comes to manifesting things, and we tend to forget that there's only two things on the scale and everything falls in between. There's positive and there's negative, and usually it's your love and then there's fear, and everything else that we feel in between, anxiety, happiness, joy, all that falls in between. And this book is called The Power of Emotions, Let Your Feelings Guide You, and I feel like this will also help me figure out how to respond to my emotions. Like if something that somebody does towards me or says towards me, this will help me guide me to react a certain way, so that way manifest the things that I want to manifest. The goal is to constantly stay in the vortex or in alignment with the universe, and usually the best way to do that is to always do everything out of love. It's not just with like everybody else around me, but it's within myself. You know, I have the, like I told you guys earlier, like the self-degrading thoughts, the self-sabotaging thoughts. I feel like this book will help me be able to navigate my emotions better and understand where I am in that moment, and to be more self-aware and how to react or respond love rather than with whatever emotion or energy that's there in the moment. So that is the end of my book haul. I hope you guys find something that might be a peak of interest to you. I do plan on start doing lives every Friday or Saturday in the evening, so that way we can converse and talk about it. If there's a specific book that you guys want me to talk about on our first live, let me know in the comments. And I hope this, guys, was very helpful. If it was helpful for you and you found something that you might be interested in reading, please share it and give this video a like. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.